it's real. Can you hear me? Let me see if it's real. Oh yeah, here it is. Alright, so look, y'all remember? Y'all know what the vibes are already. We got the aggressive selling algo, and we got the selling algo. So, most likely today we're gonna be inside of this bearish trend, right? Right. So this is what we're gonna be watching for. So because we're already at the bottom of the algo, and if we break this, right, we're gonna be looking for calls, right? We're gonna be looking for some nice little spikes. Not only because of that, right? So you take that. Hold on. Let me trim my T-Mobile. I got some T-Mobile calls too. So yeah, but we're gonna be watching for right now. Literally just this. Hold on. Let me show you. Alright, let me zoom out real quick. Alright, look where we're at, right? So we talked about what happens if we gap down, right? We got the gap down. We got most of the move in pre-market, which sucked, because this was the move that I literally went over in the YouTube video. We gap down, go fill the gap, right? And we did. We got the gap fill. Well, honestly, we barely got the gap fill for real. This one was on some. I think we missed it by like a few pennies or something. Yeah, right there. So we barely missed it. 709, but it's close enough, right? Once you start getting moves like this, you already got the main move. You can go ahead and start trimming out, right? So we already got that move. It wasn't big, wasn't nothing crazy, so it wasn't really like, but that's why earlier I was like, yeah, I'm just gonna chill, because this move happened, pretty much all in pre-market. All of this, we got the move in pre-market. So now that we're in the algos, if we break out of the aggressive selling, right, we still got this one. And remember, just because, we have red candles going down, blah, 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 you still need to know when to start. Once we get that tapering, you need to start knowing when to trim your puts and, kind of get out. I'm mad because I saw the breakdown retest right here. But like I said, I was just chilling, because especially because we weren't going nowhere. We were sideways all day. So I was like, yeah, I'm just wait. So we got that one wick. I don't even know if it was a news candle or what. But yeah, be careful, because we can still trap in here. All right. So we got the aggressive selling in here, right? So if we do sell back off, right, watch to come back down to Friday's low. But if we can hold this channel, then probably 709 calls are, oh, look at that. They already wicking. They already wicking shit. Oh, 30%. Oh. Hold on, you gotta take that. You gotta take that. Ooh, that's crazy. As soon as I get online, they start giving us the move. Too easy. I sold. Had to take that. Yeah, that's crazy. Instant 30%. See how that works? You break from the aggressive selling. Now you're back in the taper. And you get this kind of what? Falling wedge. So, we already trimmed. Got some runners. You pretty much ain't got to do shit else. You pretty much ain't got to do nothing else. That one play, that one little pop already got you green. See, and this is why we don't trade in the middle. We don't. Bro, what's going on with these candles? Is Trump talking? Yeah, I'm taking some more. Take some more. Take some more calls off. Take some more calls off. Oh, there we go. It's banking 40%. 40% on these. All right, trim. Keep trimming. Keep trimming. Keep trimming. Remember, falling wedge into support. Previous day's lows area. Right. Easy work. Broke the algo. 40%. Ooh, green bean. Yeah, hold on. Yeah, I'm managing my position. My fault. See, this is what I'm talking about, bro. This is what I'm talking about. Broke it down for y'all real quick. You got to see it. Look at that. We already green. What the hell? I'm gonna open Roblox. What the hell? Bro. Shut off my screen, man. I'm trying to copy. Hold on 1 second. Yeah. My boy caught 90%. Yeah, let them runners run too. 35%. You can set a trail stop. So that way you can just leave it. Yeah. Oh my god, 60%. We might be one and done today. This might be the quickest live ever. Trim, trim, trim. Remember, always trim into the strength. Trim into strength. I think I'm gonna take my last one here as we approach the top of the trend, right? Because you don't want to get stuck inside of this, right? You don't want to get stuck in the algo. So we caught the bottom of the algo, literally inverse hand shoulder, bing, bing, breakout, take off. Yeah, this was easy. Yeah, I'm gonna take it here. I took all the zeros off the table. Took all the 709s off the table. 60%. Let's go. There we go. Yeah, yeah. That was fun. That was a super fun, easy play. We might be done already. Are we still in excellent inputs? I was never in excellent inputs. I don't know what what's it, snag the green and treat themselves in Roblox. Nah, man, my sisters be playing that, so I had it on here. But yeah, no, that's it. You don't need too much because look, you don't want to catch one of these. You don't want to catch the double bottom, right? So you got to get out of the zeros quickly. Now I do have some 1DTs, but I'm gonna leave those alone because I already trimmed. Bro, that was crazy. Literally as soon as I got on, and all this is recorded too. So you go back and watch this. What does the algo mean? So algos are just the channels that it's in, right? So every day I go over the different algorithms that you can identify as soon as the market opens, right? So when the market opens, you can go ahead and identify basically what kind of channel we're in. So at open, look at this. Oh, bang! You see this from here to here, right? You already have a bottom confirmed right there, because whenever liquidity's strong, it's gonna give you those moves quick. Oh yeah, look at this pump. Hold on, I'm trimming. Take your money and run. 1, 2, 3. Yeah, that's what you call a snipe. You call that shit a bottom snipe. See? So yeah, so this was your selling algorithm, right? You had your aggressive selling, but when we broke back below, where did we come? Previous day support. I went over this in the YouTube channel. So if we break this, we're going to higher day. All right. It's literally that simple. It's literally that simple. Oh my goodness. 80%. We get higher day. I'm him. Yeah, I might go ahead and call it here. We don't even need to be on here no more. We don't even need to be on here no more. All right, let me see. Trim, trim. Okay, I got my ones. I'm gonna let the ones run. Yeah, that was fairly simple. It was pretty freaking simple. Yeah. So if you missed this one, right? Breakout. If you missed this one, all you gotta wait for now is this up here. All right. Overhead resistance. Right. Overhead resistance. Bank. So if this hits, you'll get a right shoulder, right? you can come back down. That's why I said you trim on the way up. But this is crazy. Yeah, so if we do recover, so your best bet is to wait until 708.75 clears, right? That's your confirmation, right? You break out, you retest, you hold over, you get back up to 17. And honestly, I'm not gonna lie, if that happens, we can grab some more zeros. The 710s are only 39 bucks. So yeah, super simple. Caught the little bang, all right? So yeah, all you gotta do is you got your halfway mark right in the middle, right? You got your bottom support, your top resistance. All you do is play inside the channel, right? We go over this every day. Stay inside the channels, play inside the channels. So what do you wait for now? Confirmation. So anything in here, just leave it alone if you already missed this right here, right? This right here, we already caught this. So the ones are up, the zeros, I'm all out of the zeros. Like I said, I took them on this wick just because you don't want it to roll back down, right? And you can, get a double bottom, a little higher floor or something like that, and buy off that. So if it does get that, that'll be another good entry. But for the most part, you just remember you don't want to diddle in the middle, right? No diddy in the middle. So basically, with that being said, you break out, you retest, right over 708.75. That's the only way you can go long again. 708.75. Right? That's it. So now that's it. That's it. Nothing else. It sets your alert. 708.75. Walk away. All right. If you caught that move, my boy caught 90%. Do not give that money back. I'm gonna be mad at you, gang. don't get that money back. So, like I said, wait, break out, retest. If you got the longs here, you're trimming, right? You're trimming into the strength because why? We have our channel identified. We have our algorithm identified. So while it's grabbing liquidity off the bottom, off this right shoulder, you don't want to get caught. Remember, because if there's no continuation, what's going to happen? It's going to continue to chop in here. You don't want that. Oh, shit. Oh, my fault. I can't be cussing right here. My fault. Take that. Get out. Take that. Take the profit. Get out. Right? Leave ones if you have to. Leave 1DTs if you really want to stay in. Oh, my goodness. Oh, my goodness. Oh, my goodness. That's crazy, bro. We got into those them things at 0.4. They just went to 9.6. That's over 100%. Crazy. Bang, 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 bang. Straight money. That's what I'm talking about. $708.75. Remember, that's key. So now look, yeah, this is what I'm talking about. Look, see, we got that right. Came to the top, reject. So you don't want to see it, right? You don't want to see it stay in this because it sure can keep doing this all day, right? So you take your profit, you take that money, you get out. The only way you can get back in, right, is obviously you can leave it running. If you got multiple contracts, it's cool. You can leave it running, of course. Set your stop at set your stop probably like low a day or something. You break low a day, you probably, especially if you already have multiple contracts, you got to run it. But if you only got one contract, you take it, right? You don't want to sit and hold and hope because you can get something like this, right? The first people who bought the fake breakout, there was no continuation, right? Remember, if there's no continuation, we're not buying it. So they got the sweep and then they came back into the channel. We already had the channel drawn out because we already had, boom, they already given us clues, right? Boom, they already gave us channels. So you don't want to see it consolidating in here, right? The only way we go long again, 708.75, breakout, retest, back into the highs, right? Back into the highs, back into that previous overhead resistance, and maybe go ahead and close that previous day close gap. So yeah, that honestly might be it. That might be it for today, man. Hold on, let me see. Let me check chat real quick. See what y'all talking about in there. Let's go. Yeah, I'm not sure about the XO inputs. What we were talking about. Was in right before the live, but figured out we hit the bottom of that channel. My entry. Good work. I'm done. Yes, sir. My boy Oliver. My boy stay catching it. That's what I'm talking about. What do you think that I misinterpreted the XOM charts? I'm not honestly. I'm I don't know. I'm not in XOM. Yeah, I'm not. I never took XOM. I'm sorry. XOM looks kind of. XOM look kind of. I don't know. Look like a weird Head and Shoulders low key. Cause this all happened in pre-market. Let's see. Yeah, I don't know what they got going on. Right. You got a little channel. So yeah, XOM looks like it might be going up. It went back up because you broke the aggressive selling channel. Yeah, I mean, there's multiple reasons why it went back up. Let me show you. Yeah, multiple reasons. So look, we have support down here, right? Boom, you got your support, previous Friday support. You got your previous day low. Look, you got your gap down, double bottom, breakout. So when you get a breakout, especially with this slow selling, we had one wick, but with that slow selling, right, came right back to where all it did, and this is why I keep telling y'all, make sure you turn on your pre-market charts, right? Make sure you turn on your charts with pre-market hours turned on, because it's going to give you clues to what just happened, right? And then look what just happened. You got the sweep of the previous day's lows. All this is happening pre-market, right? And you got the breakout. You got to retest. Obviously, the first test is always going to be the best test. So this first test, right? You got the first test. You got a break of the aggressive selling. You got, remember, we broke out of this. So the only way you can continue to go short is if one thing happens. And what is that? A breakdown retest, right? That's the only way you can continue to go short. So once you start to see this bottoming out in this previous support, plus you got the break of the aggressive selling, you got the break of the channel, right? The selling algo. So what are you gonna do? Go long. You have 3 reasons for why you went long right there, right? It's not just oh, I got one reason, let me go long. You need multiple. So, and that's funny because I literally seen it, and that's why I was like, well, let me go ahead and go live so we can catch this. And literally as soon as I go live, instantly catch it. So yeah, if you got one, that's all you need, man. Remember, set your alert, 708.75. That's the only way you go long again. If that doesn't happen, then all this is boom, gonna stand this, right? Gonna stand this. So, and that's what you don't want, right? Unless, of course, unless, like I said, unless that's your plan. If that's your plan, then that's cool. You do you. But if that's, that's probably not the best idea. But yeah, that's pretty much it, man. We dead ass might just end it here. Yeah, but we might just end it here. That's actually simple. Let me see. Let me check the chat real quick. Which I want to look at real quick before I go. Bet I just put 10K on XOM calls for next week. Yeah, I don't. Like I said, I don't play XOM. I don't know really how it moves, but yeah, you got a nice little V bottom. You break pre-market high. You have upper targets. Let me see. You got this gap right here. So you do have a overhead gap, but you definitely want to see how it reacts to it, right? Yeah. Yeah, so you got a nice little overhead gap. So, yeah, I mean, if that's what that's your play, that's just what you like, and that's what you're rocking with. Hey, go ahead, man, you do. Let me see. Oh, this is the one I took too. I took that T-Mobile. I took that T-Mobile. Caught that for a nice little 20 ball. Little 20%. Yeah. But I actually might swing the other I might just swing the other T-Mobile as well. See, because look, basically the same thing that we just did on SPY, we're doing it right here on T-Mobile, right? So look, we have our identified selling channel, right? We have our identified selling channel. You break down out of it, you got the retest, but now it's reclaiming. So if, mind you, we got these are like swings. So this doesn't this doesn't have to happen today, right? But I'm in the swings. But you got the dip at open. Once you recovered that dip, got a nice little 20%. You trim, you leave your runners, right? Or whatever your price target is. So for me, I just needed to continue to hold this, right? And we're in weekly support. So just like SPY, right? This is literally the exact same play as SPY. right? You got the bottoms, came up. So all I want is literally just even a test of here, because that'll put me in the money, right? I'm in 200s. So even if we come literally just to the middle line, I'll still be up, you know, probably like $2-3 in the money. And if we do get, you know, a nice push or something, you know, we can catch that whole move up to the upside, and then I'll just be out, like I said, trimming into the strength. But yeah, don't be chasing this stuff though. Either way it goes. But yeah, this is basically the same chart as SPY, right? On the smaller time frames, right? It's literally the exact same chart as SPY. So you got the channel, you got the reclaim, and then it shoots up right to the top of the channel. And look, this is why I said you don't chase, because what can it do? Come right back in. And if they want, they can just keep it in here, right? Chop everybody up. They can trap the late bears here. They can trap late bulls here and just cook ping pong, right? So what do? Nothing. You don't do anything. You set your alerts at 7:08:75. Wait, why did it move? Hold on. Yeah. Oop. Yeah, 7:08:75. So that's where you set your alerts. And hopefully, you know, hopefully they give it to us. Obviously, they don't have to, but when you catch a move like this, or you catch one of these moves, you gotta be grateful, man. You gotta take that, right? So small win, big win, whatever, you gotta take it, because, like I said, you don't know for sure, right? The market can just chop. But we want that breakout. We want this inverse head and shoulder type play, right? Over 608.75, and I honestly might take those profits and roll them, because we got in and got out on the zeros. So if we do get that move, we can just wash, rinse, repeat the same exact contracts, right? And this is why I always say it's okay. You know, you can always get back in. So even if, right, we trimmed most here on that first 2 weeks, even though, you know, the runners ran up here, that's cool, right? But you always want to trim into strength, even if you miss, right? Because this right here was 30%, then it was 60%, and then this was like 100-some%. So even if you missed all this, right, don't just chase that, like, oh man, it kept running without me. Nah, you remember, breakout, retest, right? You get in on the retest. If you catch the initial breakout, cool. But remember, you always want to wait for the retest to confirm and then clear that high, right? So even here, even if you missed this, you got the retest, but did it continue? No continuation. So you leave it alone. Same thing here. If you don't get that continuation, you leave it alone. How much are these, honestly? Hold on. Yeah, these not bad. The 709s are still cheap. So yeah, that's what I'm gonna be grabbing if we can get that continuation. Ugh. Let me check chat real quick. That's what y'all talking about. Can you check Oxy and BMNR? My boy Floyd doesn't like the call, but I do. Who? Which T-Mobile call are you in? Oh, I'm in the 200s. Can you take a peek at G's? Did you already do QQQ? I was at the bar. No. You know me. I really only trade SPY for real. Oh, look, see? Breakout, retest. And our 709s are already green as hell. Ooh wee. That's how you wash, rinse, repeat, right? That's how you do it. But what are you saying? Hold on. My boy Floyd doesn't like the call. Who the hell is Floyd? My boy Floyd doesn't like the call. Well, Floyd just missed out on 100%. So whether Floyd likes it or not, and this is the thing about trading too. Two people can be right at the same time, right? You can have puts and can have calls. We both can be right. It's just about your entries, and it's about where you're taking profit at, right? Let's say your boy Floyd was like, I don't like this, and he got in here. He got a nice little profit, right? Let's say I'm like, well, I don't like your puts, and people got in over here, right? They still profited. Well, I don't like those. I want this. I still profit, right? We both can profit, but it's about where you're entering and where you're taking your profit at, right? So if you just got puts here, and you're like, well, I don't like it, you're red, right? Or if you just got calls up here, you're like, well, I don't like puts, you're red, right? So it's still all about entries. You still need to make sure your entries are precise. So yeah, remember 708.75. That's the only way you break. Let the runners run until you stop out. So whatever your stop is, whether it be a hard stop, whether it be a level stop, you know. So for me, my level stop would be for my ones runners to close under here or something, right? That'd probably where I'd be like, all right, cool, let me just go ahead and take that. George? Y'all geeking. But let me check. What do you say? BMNR. What the hell is that? BMNR. Bitmine. What is this? Oh Lord. I don't know what this is. Oh yeah, nah. This one of them like, yeah, nah. I don't play stocks like this. Them pumping them stocks. Yeah, I don't play stocks like this. Let's see. Oxy. Damn. Oxy got a mean little V shape. I mean, if you got in at support, you could be cool. Let's see. Yeah, but remember though, you still want to wait, right? Unless, like I said, unless you're catching the bottom of these, you know, right where the bottom is and stuff like that. You can obviously catch those moves, but your best bet is to wait for it to break out, retest, you know, get that continuation over. Mind you, you have a gap right here as well. So you still got targets, right? So be careful with that. Which T-Mobile call are you in? I took the 200s. Can you take a pick at GS? GS, no, it goes so hard. And GS for my gun squad. Alright, let's see. GS. Let's zoom out. I assume most of y'all be in weeklies when you ask about these certain plays, because I don't know if these plays be having zeros and stuff like that. Okay, Goldman Sachs. All right. All right, you got weekly support. You got and Goldman Sachs. Yeah, I mean, 15 minutes to this 15 minutes to this 4-hour close. As long as you can close up, you know, you got a nice little continuation. You got a nice little breakout, retest, continuation. Yeah, so long as it's closed pretty good, you could be straight. Oh, SPY got the breakdown, retest. Yeah, see, this is why I said you don't chase that. All right, let's see what else. I think I have a Q's chart in here. I think. Oh yeah, no. I don't like these kind of candles. Look, whenever we have 4 hours that close like this, I'm done. I'm automatically done, because this is just indecision. So now you would have to wait until either side of this breaks, and that shit is no fun, right? Because they literally can just keep it in here all day. You know, maybe come down here, wicket back up, right? They can go up here, wicket down. You know what I'm saying? It's too much. It's too much what ifs. So I don't like playing whenever the 4 hour closes like this. That's not my cup. I don't like that. So if SPY close like that, then we're just done for the day, right? Oh, that's what he was talking. Oh, what the hell is he talking about? Oh, okay, yeah, bro, you geeking game. Oxy 50 puts RDW. Let's see. What's this? Redwire. Alright, let's see. Redwire. Never heard of this. Probably some new stuff. Hold on, you never got a falling wedge. Oh yeah. That low key, this look like it can kind of break. But you gotta be careful though, because remember, you want it to confirm. But with this, you got the inverted hammer, right? So normally with those, you will go back, especially if it's at a decent area of support. you will go back up and test that wick. So if you got some swings or long term, you got a nice little risk reward, low key. Because if it breaks this, you know, you really can go. But remember, you still got to be careful for that downside, because they can still trick, trap all in here, and then, you know, so be careful. As long as you got stops in place, you know, stick with your plan, but you want to see this flip green for sure. What else? Weekly and next week. Okay, cool. Okay. All right, I think it's SP. Leap play. Oh, leaps. Oh, yeah. If you got leaps, yeah, this you definitely got a lot of risk to reward, right? Because you got a falling wedge into previous support. All right, so you got a falling wedge into previous support. You got a nice little breakout, retest, consolidation, double bottom, bang, bang. You got the breakout. If this candle this week, as long as it closes over this, it could be good. But you really want to see it take out that wick. Take out that wick. Obviously, you got leaps. You can just let that thing go. I'm not really sure what the company is, but you know, as long as the technicals are good, yes, they don't look too bad. T-Mobile 0DT or 1GD. Nah, I don't. Does T-Mobile have 1DT? Is that a thing? Hold on. It better not be. Hold on. This better not be. Oh, no. I was gonna say it better not be no zeros. No. I don't think they got zeros for real. Nah, they're April 24th. April 24th. Alright, let's get back to SPY real quick. Because the 4 hour closes in 10 minutes. So this 10 minutes can let us know for sure. Yeah, this is definitely a weird candle though. It's a weak ass candle. You got this huge wick. Alright, let's turn all this off real quick. Yeah, you got this huge wick to come up and close that previous day's gap. So I don't like that. I don't like that at all. Because it's starting to look like it wants to curl. Right? Remember, we have all this support. We have this breakout retest that we never tested. Right? In 702. So if this closes like this, remember I said I don't like when they have these weird would be in the middle. So the next 10 minutes will let us know for sure, but it doesn't look good. I honestly might grab some puts for tomorrow, 702s on SPY, based on this hourly chart. Yeah, that don't look good at all. Oh no, absolutely not. Yeah, no. If this next candle doesn't reclaim, nah, absolutely not. Leave that alone. Oh no. Yeah, and we need to retest. Oh look, oh look, same level, the 5-day SMA, and we really need to test this 5 before we continue back up. So yeah, I'm gonna cut my ones. They probably already got stopped out. Profit stops. Oh yeah, no. Oop, nope. Get out. We might short this. Hold on. Let's see. Hold on. Well, we got 10 minutes left. We'll let it close. But remember, see, key level 708.75. Don't go long till then. Yeah. If this move is the only one we got, hey, screw it. And you good. You set alerts here. You set alerts at lower day, right? Keep it simple. You know what to do. We take out this, break down. We're gonna retest, and then probably tomorrow we probably keep going because we got the 5, right? We need to retest that daily 5. We've been going up for a good long while. We tested it here on that gap down, been up, so we'll probably get a little bang, and then we probably continue up. So yeah, that might be it for now. Like I said, unless of course we reclaim 708.75, right? That's all you need, 708.75. Anything else below that, you gotta let it come down. But the thing is, like I said, I would if I were to play shorts, I would only play like 1DTE wherever the 5 day is around 702, because at the end of the day we still, you know, don't have to come all the way down and test it. We've been look at all last week, right? You would get those bottoms and then you just would never see another low again, right? So if that's the case, but yeah, we've already, remember, let's zoom out. Let's zoom all the way out. Where are we at? We're in daily overhead resistance, right? Bro, there we go. Hold on. Look, daily chart. Resistance. Every single time we touch it, resistance. I'm talking about. So we got the initial fail, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, over 20 times, right? We've rejected and this was all during that month of the whole Q1 damn near. All of Q1 we just retest, fail. So with that being said, we already got the start of what looks like, a failure. So am I gonna just blindly go short? No, because we still haven't, we haven't broken the low. We have this huge gap below, but that doesn't mean we have to just, blink and feel it just because. So, and then being inside candles, it's definitely a lot. Oh look, that's 708, 75 level, damn near where we would flip green at. You really can just put it there if they want to flip the green. But yeah, so set an alert. Previous day low, Friday low. You set an alert at the close. They kind of hold us with the gap fill because it didn't exactly fill it to the T, and I don't like that. That don't really sit right with me. I hate that. But it is what it is. We don't really care. We profited, got our little 60%. If you held, my boy got the 90%, so we ain't really tripping on that. But yeah, inside candles. Remember, you always want to set alerts at the lows and the highs, because when you're inside, obviously we can still catch profit. We just did, but you don't really want to. Remember, we don't diddle in the middle, right? And then look, this is literally liquidity from Friday, exactly where we rejected, exactly where we bounced, and we're back inside of it. We peaked over it a little bit, right? We kind of got a little peak over, and then we smacked. Hold on, let me see if I can have. Is this the one? No, hold on. There's one where I can kind of like draw a little bit. It's not this one. Hold on. Which one is it? There's one on here where it's like it instantly goes away right after you draw. Damn, I mean not being familiar. Well, either way, look, so you got the kind of peak above. Remember, no continuation. We only play it if we get continuation, right? So we've got the breakout, you trim into strength. What do we do? You got the breakout, you trim into strength. Because if there's no continuation, it fails back in. So once you trim into strength, you now have your runners, right? And remember, you can always get back in. So even if you missed it, you can always get back in, right? You just got to wait for breakout, retest, continuation, right? You get back in. It's fine. Don't spend all your buying power hoping and holding, because at that point, if you go green and red, that's on you. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, as long as it's on that inside, I personally don't like it at all. I don't like inside candles. So if it's not giving us, remember, we are here to play reactions. We're not here to guess. We played the reaction off of resistance. We played the reaction off of support. Anything in the middle, you don't really know, right? Because anything can happen in the middle. They can, what day was that? Where they just stayed in the middle. Was that? Yeah, see? They got the peak above, and then we just kind of in the middle all day, right? In the middle. No reactions. So with that being said, yeah, I'm going to just go ahead and leave it here. Well, I'll wait. I'll say 5 more minutes because we got the go ahead and watch the 4-hour close. Just out of curiosity, if you're banned from your local high school and the next school over 30 minutes away, what the heck? What? Would you just stick to day trading? I mean, honestly, bro. Look, man. It. It's your life, bro. Honestly, you do it. You do whatever you see fit. If you feel like you would do better, you know what I'm saying, doing this, go for it, bro. It's it's your life. Don't let nobody else tell you what you should and should not do, or what it's your life. No one else got to live it. It's just you. You're gonna have to live with the consequences. You're gonna have to live with the rewards. You know what I'm saying? So when it's all up to you. So I can't really speak on that. But what I can speak on is teaching you how to do this, right? So we going over this. So I can tell you, if we break over this algo, breakout retest, get back over 708.75, you can go long. I can tell you that. You feel me? But yeah, man, I can't really say. I can't really speak on that. I didn't really finish, traditional high school myself, so I'm not the best person to ask on that situation. You feel me? Yeah, and I'm 28 and I'm in my first year of college right now. So yeah, I'm not the I'm not the best person to ask about that. But yeah, if we get over this 708.75, you can take calls. Definitely for sure. IWM calls. IWM. Get money. Oh, you chasing highs? Nah. Yeah, don't chase that. You got overhead resistance. You got a lot of overhead resistance. Sheesh. Yeah, don't chase that at all. You want to wait to the retest. That's, yeah, no, heck no. Heck no. Because if they sweep it, it's going to come down. And you're going to get a head and shoulders, right? Or the only way you play it is if you hold from here, right? Break out, retest, take out that high, break out, retest, that's the only way you can play that. But playing anything at the highs is always scary, just because you you taking that risk, right? You taking a gamble. So yeah, I ain't really interested. But if you had got, see, this is what I wanted. This is what we wanted Spy to do. Well, we did it, but it didn't hold. But this move, the one that happened, all in pre-market. Like I posted, and I was like, yeah. See, I already drew the move out. Already saw it happening. Yeah, literally, I drew this overnight. And look, see, we literally got the whole move already. That's why this morning I was like, oh, we already got it. Like, I'm not going to mess with it because we already got it. All right. Look at that. I drew this out. Let me write this real quick. Look at that. We got the move. I literally drew it out. And I expected it to happen in pre-market. That's why I was like, damn, when we started to get that pop, I was like, no. Oh, no. But it's all good. We ain't tripping. Yeah, so we already had our levels. I like the way Webull looks, honestly. I don't know why, I just like the way it's just super clean to me. I wish trading, and I wish the only reason why I like using Webull as well is because Webull shows you overnight hours, right? TradingView don't do that. TradingView shows you from 3 a.m. You know what I'm saying till 7 p.m. and that's it. But Webull shows you all that overnight hours, right? And on weekends you can see, well, not weekends, but on Sunday night you can actually see that print, that opening print. That's why I was like, okay, opening print, we get back above that 706. They're probably gonna send us to close the gap, right? And we got close to closing the gap. We didn't fully close it, but we got close enough. So yeah, remember, in the middle. Don't do it in the middle. But you want this, if you're bullish, you want this to close above, right? You want it to hold this, right? You want to hold this, and then you want to continue back up into the 709s, right? If not, remember, you can come all the way down. That's why I said we don't diddle in the middle, because they can send this new low, they can send it new high. You're smack in the middle. Anything can happen. A Trump tweet or anything. That's why I said 4 hour close like this, I personally don't like it at all, because it's just it's a guessing game at that point, right? And the 4 hour just closed. See, IWM got the move that we wanted. Gap down, close the gap, send. SPY did not get the move that we wanted. They got some bullshit. Well, it did get it, but it just all happened in pre-market, right? So we got the inverted hammer, which, I mean, at support would be good, but the fact that we have all of this, we have all of this previous support, like, they can create a lower high anywhere under here because of this wick, right? So because of this wick, you either have to wait for magically, if they want to come fill and close all the way up here, which probably won't happen. Or, I mean, it could. Don't let me say that, because I don't want to influence you to not take a play if you see it. But it's unlikely that it happens, right? Because we have all the support down here as well, 5-day down here as well. And we already got the rejection, right? We got the rejection, and it was not good. You got one of these, right? Sweep, boom. So now what they probably do, especially if this is a sweep, you got a left shoulder, head, right shoulder, and boom, you got your 5 down here. You got your original breakout down here. This is where your main support is if this wick is lost, if this support is lost. And as of now, it don't look good, right? For longs, I mean. So if you did want to take those, I maybe say like a 1 DTE, you could try the shorts, but you still got all of this to get through first. So that's why I would say 1 DTE versus opposed to some zeros or something like that, just because it's a little, yeah. You're right, bro. You're low-key right, bro. I just got banned for trading in class and some other BS allegations. Done with all the drama. Yeah, man. Hey, there's life. No matter what avenue you choose, there's gonna be drama in life. There's gonna be, shortcomings. There's gonna be good moments. Gonna be bad moments. So you gotta just make the best of it. You feel me? Because, yeah, it's like I said, it's your life. Nobody can live it except for you. And then look, you see why? Again, see why I said do not diddle in the middle. We spent 5, 10. This really didn't do anything. swept, right? We're smack dab in the middle. Now they could come all the way back down, create a new low, right? Off the bottom again, right? It's already starting to sell off. So, yeah, leave it alone. You got the move. We got the move. It's cool. If you did want to, like I said, consolidate into something a little, for downside risk, like I said, maybe 702 1DT because you got the 5 SMA, but you still got all of this support to get through, right? And you can see we got the support bounce. But if this bounce doesn't hold, and then it's going to come down again, either you can bounce again, right? Or if it's super weak, they can just slice through it. But you still want to wait to that retest, right, of previous day's close, and you got all this downside. So I don't personally like longs here. I don't like shorts here either. So I'm just not going to touch it, right? Remember I said they can just do this all day. So actually, let me see how much some shorts would be, just in case. Just in case. Oh yeah, see, and then we got that daily wick that they're probably gonna try to close underneath because we broke out. But that's the scary part, because if this is just a breakout retest, then again shorts will be cooked yet again. So that's why I said if you're gonna go short, you definitely want to buy some time. Cause yeah, that thing looked that shit looked kind of iffy. Can't trust these. Always gonna say iffy. Let me see how much some cheap puts, just in case. Yeah, I mean, you could try it if you want it, right? You could try the zero puts, but like I said, you just, with all this bullishness, right, of all these traps they set, every time you got a red candle, they bought it up. Every time they got a red candle, they bought it up. Every time they got a red candle, bought up, right? It's like with that pattern, do you really want to, you know what I'm saying? You want to go aggressive short? Personally, I wouldn't, right? You can, right? You definitely can. You got a nice little room down here to the trend line. Little what? What is that? Little dollar drop. But the only place I'm like, okay, cool, now I'm liking this, is if you get that strong close underneath, right? Consolidate underneath. Remember that low. Then you catch this whole move, right? This right here is better risk reward than this right here, right? So would you rather take this trade here for possible bounce and possible, you know what I'm saying, getting cooked, or would you rather want to take this move, right, on the breakdown retest? You have a lot more room to profit. Because this right here, you can, but remember, we're here for longevity, right? We want to take the best setups at the best prices, the best areas. So I'm not personally going to take that, right? So honestly, I'm not going to lie. I still want them to squeeze it. I want them, I want another week of squeezing, bro. Last week was so simple, bro. We had all the traps. Look, even these, bro. We had the trick, trap, sweep went higher. Even here, sweep went higher. This happened in pre-market. Breakout retest went higher. But this was the one, right? This was the day that I kind of wanted us to do just like this, because this is what we kind of had that we had the gap down, right? So we had the gap down over the weekend, and then we already bounced up in pre-market to close the gap. So this is what I was hoping we just did this. I was hoping we just was sent, close the gap, continue. So, but of course, that's why we trim into strength, because, just because something happened before don't mean it has to happen again. And this is why I was like, trim, right? All in here. Get out, take it. So, so that way it's cool. See, look, and still, where have we went? Absolutely nowhere. So if you're in here trying to trade this, let me buy calls here, you're cooked. Oh, let me buy puts here, cooked. Let me try calls again, cooked. There's people out there doing that. And yeah, I'll be trying to tell them, bro, just relax, breathe, zoom out, you're good. I already gave you a level. It's right here. 708.75. It's the only way you go along. All right? You set an alert, you walk away. 708.75. Right? And if you get it, you know what to do. Wait for the breakout, wait for the retest. You get in, it starts to push above that swing. Boom. You can add to your winners, you know what I'm saying? Trim into the strength. Once you start pushing back up into, high day, You got your little swing high right here, right at 709.50. So you already got targets, but yeah, trying to play this in the middle, anything can happen. So yeah, we'll probably just leave it here. Yeah, that's probably it, man. So super chill, a little quick live today, nothing too crazy. We caught the best move, damn near right it open. But let me see. It's about to pop 30 minutes of consolidation. Well, I don't know. That's what I'm saying. We're consolidating in the middle. This is why you don't want to. And then look at the 4 hour on Qs as well. You don't want to trade that. All right, you don't want to trade that. Yeah, look, just consolidation. We don't know. Look, you don't know if this is consolidation for some sort of bear flag, right? You don't know if this is bear flag consolidation in here, and then they just take it lower. Remember, we got the 5-day underneath here, and with us not pushing, if we can't go up, we gotta go down, right? Not to say we just gotta go down instantly, but if we're not constantly trying to push and reclaim, pre-market high, blah, 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 do all this, you still got to be mindful of both sides of the coin, right? It's two sides of the coin. You got to be aware of both, because if you only look at one side, what happens when that doesn't play out, right? Obviously, we want it to go up if you're in calls, right? Obviously, that's what we want. But if that's not happening, you gotta, trade like water. If you see it not going your way, just cool, just go ahead and get out. It's fine, right? But remember, like I said, I don't like trading in the middle. No diddle in the middle. And we are smack in the middle. So stop trying to trade it. If you're red, it's cool. It's just Monday, right? It's just Monday, right? You can set your alerts, right? You go in here, boom, press your alerts. And then if it leaves this channel, you'll get an alert, right? Or just set an alert 708.75. You'll get the alert. My mom is tweaking about some go to school. I can barely hear you, but just if you can, text and chat something real quick. Are you looking up or downside? Like I said, we just gave the game plan, man. You can't say, right? You can't say it's in the middle, so you have to wait for reactions to either side. So yeah, there's no clear direction, right? If there's no clear direction, then just leave it alone. Look at this. Look at that. What did I literally, when I came up here and said you gotta get out, what did I say they can do? Do this. And what are they doing right now? Literally exactly what I said they're gonna do. So yeah, I mean, it's good that we're holding above, that 50%. I mean, that's good if you, like I said, if you have the, the 1 DTEs or whatever. Because like I said, we're still in. We got in down here. Once we test that support, but yeah, if it gets below, shit, just stop out. It's fine. Wait to get it back in. Save your capital. Save your money on. But you want that break. You want that retest, and you want that shit to take out this high. You want it to come and give you a full round trip around the sun. So yeah, I'm probably gonna end it here. Make sure y'all drop a like, go ahead and drop a little sub, turn the alerts on so we can keep banking. Yeah, this one was a fun little simple one. So yeah, I don't wanna, watch paint dry. Boring. But yeah, get to that money on, chase that bag, my guy. Do whatever you feel you need to do. And another thing too, this is gonna be all the lives are gonna be in the whatchamacallit, the playlist on the YouTube channel. So if you go to my YouTube channel, you go to the playlist. Is my YouTube up? Okay, hold on. Oh damn, I can't even see it from here. But yeah, if you go to the YouTube thing and then go to the channel, it'll show you where the playlist is, and it'll say live, and then it has basically every time we've been live. So every day when we go live, it's all pre-recorded. I mean, not pre-recorded, it's all recorded. So if you want to go back and look and see, oh, what did I miss, or what did he say here, what did he say about the algos, or yada yada, you can just go back and rewatch it. So, or even after I end this, you can just go back, scroll back, see what I said. It's all gonna be always uploaded instantly. So yeah, I fuck with y'all. Drop a like, maybe drop some sub. Remember, breakout, retest, has to get continuation. 708, 75. 708, 75. What I say? 708, 75. Do not go long if this does not break. Thank you. Shit, no one's bouncing once, so I'll be competing, but trade futures, so I'll always be up in private. Yeah, you know what's crazy? I don't even trade futures, and I was like, what did I say? I said if you trade futures, is the best R&R long. Look, futures look long good here. They even called that 200 on T-Mobile. Beautiful. But yeah, I was like, hey, if you trade futures, you better go long. And then look, that thing just, it just went, man. Look, all from futures. Yeah, you really could have got paid on futures. I might have to make that switch, man. I ain't gonna lie. I ain't gonna lie, bro. Cause you know with futures you ain't gotta worry about decay, right? You ain't gotta worry about decay of your contracts or nothing like that. Yeah. But I really want us to get above. We can get above that 709. You get above 709, that's where the real magic happens, right? Yeah, you get above this right here. All that. You get above that, retest. You got all-time high. You got 715. You got a bunch of stuff up here. But remember, we don't jump the gun because we don't know what's going to happen, right? We're just having plans. If this, then that, right? If this happens, then we can do this. If this happens, then we can do this. If this happens, we can do this, right? So if this, then that. Remember that. Don't jump the gun. Don't blow your profit, right? This was 10 minutes, right? 10 minutes of trading got you 100% if you held, but I got out at 60. But 10 minutes of work, right? So leave it, let it be. Yeah, I'll see y'all. You know, I mean, we got to figure out a day where whatever day is best, we can do end of day SPX, because that, I ain't gonna lie, end of day SPX be fun. That's when, you know, all the volatility comes in. SPX contracts be doing 100% 2 seconds, you know, or you go to zero. So that's gonna be more so for the gamblers, right? So yeah, we'll later on this week, we'll, whenever I get back to Houston and stuff, I'll do a stream where we just, you know, after market close, do some charting, go over some tickers. So remember, turn your notifications on so that way whenever I do go live, I'll make sure I drop it into the little community post thing on YouTube for sure to let y'all know. But yeah, one day this week, Tuesday, Wednesday, whatever, one of those nights, probably Wednesday night because it'll be mid, or even, yeah, even tomorrow night. We'll see how I feel when I get back to Texas. But yeah, we'll do like a little charting live, you know, catch a little vibe. It's 420, man, so you know I gotta, you know what I'm saying? 420, you gotta hit the Zots, right? You gotta tap into the higher consciousness. But yeah, so we'll do all that stuff later. Just had to, you know, make sure we do our daily lives. So I'll see y'all. Wait, hold on. Give us a meta kind of play one more. Oh, bro, did y'all see that? Hold on, did y'all catch that play? Real quick, hold on. Bro, did y'all catch that shit? Oh man, look. Bro, so Friday, I'm in the chat. I'm spamming. I'm like, bro, Meta 685s are my favorite lotto. 685s or 687 is my favorite. So I'm like, bro, I'm telling y'all, grab them. Literally, I'm in the chat like, bro, screw everything else y'all looking at. Get some Meta. Because it's Friday too, right? So I'm like, man, you know they always give us some weird stuff that happens at the end of the day on Friday. So I'm like, bro, grab some Meta. Bro, literally, as I'm saying it, look, this is so crazy. These things went 1,000%, bro. 1,000% in one single minute. That, man, that was so fun. So I had next week's calls, but I sold those instantly for 100%. Instantly, I was like, I'm not swinging. But yeah, that thing was crazy. I'm pretty sure they went a little further than that, but we got in, I think at 0.56, I think. Yeah, I think we got in at 0.56. Oh yeah. Little 0.58. End of day lotto 0.58. I said trim sell. I have one runner left. I'm gonna leave it. I think we squeeze. That was at 12:35. Let me see. Well, I guess 2:35 because I'm over in Cali. Right here. Look. That was right here before. And then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. About 7 minutes later. Think. Yeah, nah, for real. That's what we need. We need another one of them. But yeah. So we'll catch it. We'll catch whatever it is. You know, we always catch something. We always gonna catch a little something. But yeah, be careful because there they go. Right? Remember what I said? You gotta be careful because they can just do this. So yeah, leave it alone. Stop chasing. Stop trying to predict. Just have your game plan for which way, whatever it can go. You got all this liquidity in here. Got all this liquidity in here, right? But you still have this low, and you still have this 5 day, which we have not tested in about a week. So if they want to just give us a little slow grind, chop down today, this will gap up again tomorrow. So if they want to keep us around here, we'll hit it. If not today, tomorrow, and then we'll reassess from there, grab some further out calls, and see if we can catch them and move back up if we get a bounce off the 5. But like I said, that's just if. You got to have all these things in play because anything can happen, right? We can magically squeeze right now, right? Or we can magically dump right now. But you need to have a game plan before you get into any play. So let's say you got in calls a little late. You got to have a game plan. You got to have the plan. Okay, well, what's my plan? My target, what I want is to take this out. Okay, what if that doesn't happen? All right, I got to have a game plan. Where am I going to stop out at, right? All right, cool. I'll set my stop here. You know what I'm saying? You got to have a game plan already because if you get into it and then try to make the game plan, you're just going to be trying to convince yourself to stay in, right? So you got to have an already preset, all right, this is the deal. If this happens, I'm out. Or if I hit, literally over here, I said, what do we want to do? Before I started pumping, as soon as I started the live, you want to trim into strength. So my plan already was to, hey, we start hitting this, take that profit. Even though I missed out on this huge pump right here, that secondary candle, it's fine because I stuck to my plan and it's cool. So, you never went broke taking profit, right? So your game plan is, all right, cool. Let's say I'm getting in here, all right, on the breakout retest. My game plan is, all right, if it starts to continue over this high, I'm going to trim and, into the 708.85. And if we break out retest, I'll hold, right? And if we don't, I'll sell, right? So you got to have that game plan in mind before you even think about getting to the trade. So remember that. Have your game plan. Always zoom out for confirmation, right? Because you still got 10 minutes left on this 30, which it can just slice. You can slice through in 10 minutes, right? Or we can flip back up. So the EMA, the cloud is already turning flat. Let's see what VWAP looking like. Yeah, see, VWAP already kind of going flat. So when VWAP's going flat, that means, okay, we just doing some sideways. And this is another reason why I said I don't like trading when you have wicks on both sides, right? You got a spinning candle, a little doji motherfucker. So I don't like touching that because it can go either way quickly, right? Quickly. You can get one candle. This next 10 minutes, you can slice down here and be at previous day low, right? We literally seen it. We seen it earlier, right? This one candle. Think already got that, right? So you got to be careful. So break out, retest. Remember, you want to reclaim, sweep the highs, or not sweep. You want to continue past the highs. My fault. Misspoke. You don't want to sweep the highs if you're long. You don't want to sweep, right? You want to continue, break the highs, 708, 75, continue from there. So if you know what I'm saying, if your game plan already is to go long, you already got your stops. Make sure you buy time, right? You don't gotta always play zeros, right? Only reason we did catch zeros is because this was a very, very, very good spot for a quick pump, right? You got a little inverse head and shoulder, back into the zone. You got a little breakout retest, right? So this was a pretty decent place to go long for some zeros real quick. But you don't always gotta play zeros. You can you can buy time. Like I said, I'm still in ones because I bought them down here, remember? And I already took all the 0 DTs off the table. So my ones, I'm cool, I'm chilling. I have my stop. We lose previous day's low, I'm instantly cutting those runners quickly, right? I'm not even gonna waste no time on it. I ain't finna sit here and be on no, oh, I hope it goes. Why? Me hoping ain't gonna move the market, right? You hoping that it goes back to break even or whatever the case is not gonna do anything to the market, right? It just doesn't. So once you start to realize that, remember, you control nothing, right? You only control what you do at reactions. So just do that. Stick to the game plan. I'll do a recap again, daily recaps after market close. Always zoom out, see where you are, where we at, right? You got the initial breakout, retest, somewhat of a possible double bottom, right? A possible, it's not confirmed yet. How do we know when double tops or double bottoms are confirmed? Double bottoms are confirmed when you break over, right? And double tops are confirmed when you break under. Retest, boom. Retest, boom. So that's how you know for sure if it's a double bottom or a double top, right? Is there confirmation? And look at this. 15 minutes. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 bottom wicks absolutely flat. Another reason why I said we do not diddle in the middle. You don't know what can happen from here. Anything. We smack in the middle. We're not at support or resistance. That bit can go meat right here. That bit can go meat right here. So you don't really know. So yeah, I'll see y'all. I'll go live. Not go live. I'll drop the video today, and then when I get back to Houston tomorrow, I'll probably do the little live trading setup and charting and answering questions. And when the market closed, we'll find maybe some setups and see if we get some swings and stuff like that. But yeah, man, it's 420. Go ahead and roll you up some pressure. You know what I'm saying? Enjoy your little gains. You feel me? Even if it's only $20, right? You know what I'm saying? Some days the market don't really give us much. That's cool. You don't gotta make money every single day. Some days your best bet is just sitting down, not doing nothing, right? So it is what it is. Enjoy your day. 420. You know what I'm saying? If y'all wanna, buy your boy a joint, you feel me? Go ahead. If I'm messing. But yeah, I see y'all boys, man. Have a good day.